Hi everyone, let's keep moving with our Google Ads course. In the previous lesson, we loaded our advertising account from Google servers into this great official tool from Google, Ads Editor. Now we're going to upload into it the campaigns we prepared in Google Sheets. If you haven't seen the previous videos yet, this is a free Google Ads course where we move from simple things to more advanced ones. So let's get started. We open our spreadsheet. Here we need these two tabs. Keywords and ads. You can import them in any order. The data tab is not needed for the import right now, we just used it while working. We'll go one by one in the order they are listed here. We go to the Keywords tab, we click on the first cell, A1, and press Ctrl A. This way we select exactly the part of the table that we created together. Then we press Ctrl C to copy it. In the previous lessons I was given keyboard shortcuts, both for Windows and for macOS. Let's agree that from now on, to save time, I'll only say the shortcuts for Windows. Even though I personally do everything on a Mac, everyone already knows that if it's Control on Windows, then it's Command on a Mac, and so on. Thank you. We switch to Google Ads Editor. Here we can have absolutely any section open. It doesn't matter. At the top in the menu we choose Account, then Import, then Paste Text. Or you can just press the keyboard shortcut Ctrl-Shift-I and this window pops up. Here we either press Ctrl+V or click the Paste from Clipboard button and our data gets pasted right here. Because our table has headers, the editor already picked everything up correctly. This is the campaign, this is the ad group, this is the keyword, and this is the match type. Everything is in place. If we scroll down, we'll see that in this preview table, it only shows us 100 rows. Below it even says, this is only a preview of the first 100 rows of data, so you can paste even 1000 rows. It just shows the first 100 in the preview. That's more than enough to quickly check visually that the right data is in the right columns. I'm calling this out separately because a lot of students were confused by this. Great, now we just need to click the Process button. We click it and it says added 3 campaigns. That's correct. We have 3 campaigns. Added 5 ad groups. Also correct. We have 5 ad groups and added 19 keywords. Everything is absolutely right. We click Finish and Review Changes. Now attention, at the top we click Keep All. If you don't do this, you won't be able to reopen the import window again. A lot of students got stuck on this tiny step because they simply forgot to press Keep All. Right now it's showing some errors, but that's only because we haven't set the budget yet and there are a few other minor things. We'll handle that later. Everything is fine, we're not in a hurry. So, here they are, our 3 campaigns, 5 ad groups, and keywords and targeting, 22. Why 22 if we only have 19 keywords? Because that's keywords plus targeting. In our case, it's 19 keywords and 3 locations, because we have 3 campaigns, and each of them has 1 location. I'll expand the campaign column so you can clearly see it. Each campaign has its own location. These are created automatically. Right now it's United States. That's just the default import. Later we'll adjust all of this. For now I'm just explaining what's happening. I go back to the campaign section again, although that's not required, I just feel like it. Now we open our spreadsheet again and go to the Ads tab. We click on cell A1, just like we did on the Keywords tab, and press Ctrl+A, which selects the entire block of data we need. We press Ctrl+C to copy it, or simply choose Copy from the right-click context menu, whatever is more convenient for you. Again we go back to the editor and paste everything using Ctrl+Shift+I. You already know this. We click Paste from Clipboard or use Ctrl+V on the keyboard. Here it also understood everything. Here is the campaign, here is the ad group, headlines, descriptions, final URL, path 1, path 2. Everything is in the right place. We click Process. What do we see? Added 5, skipped 14. That's exactly how it should be. Let me explain where those skipped come from. Let's go back to our table. Here we have 8 identical ads. Here there's 1 ad, here 1 ad, here 3 identical ones, and here 6 identical ones. Google sees this and doesn't create duplicates. So in reality we have 5 unique ad variations. That's why there are 5. In the spreadsheet we wrote them all out for clarity, so we wouldn't get confused. And during the import, the editor simply merges identical ones. That's exactly how it's supposed to work. We click Finish and Review Changes, and then immediately keep all. After this import, it only added ads, nothing else. The campaign and ad group columns were needed only so the editor would know exactly which campaign and which ad group each ad belongs to. Let me show you how everything is structured here. Right now we're seeing everything we have, because in the top left we've selected the entire account. Below we see 3 campaigns, 5 ad groups, 22 keywords and targeting, and 5 ads. The bold items are those where we've made changes that haven't been uploaded to the server yet. In other words, they currently exist only locally on our computer. I'll double click the Search Miami Nail campaign. Now at the bottom we see just one campaign, 3 ad groups, 11 keywords and targeting, and 3 ads. So now we are only seeing what's inside the campaign we selected. If I select just one ad group, for example nail stylist, then we see only what belongs to this specific group. 2 keywords and targeting and 1 ad. I click on keywords and right away we see that inside we have a single keyword, nail stylist, with exact match. It's very convenient. Everything is right in front of you. It works fast, it doesn't lag. If you made a mistake somewhere, you can double check and fix it before uploading to the server. All the pros use Ads Editor. Only beginners work solely in the web interface. Okay, I got a bit carried away. I'll scroll a little lower. Here is our responsive search ad inside the ad group we selected. If I select the entire campaign, I'll see all the ads inside all ad groups that belong to this campaign. For example, nail salon is an ad group, and you know that in this ad group you have keywords that contain nail salon or something very close to it. And the first headline, pinned to position 1, also contains nail salon. This headline will always be shown first. I've already shown you examples of how insanely well this works. And headings 2, 3, 4, 5 will be used as the second headline. They'll rotate, and Google will see which one performs best. If I select these 3 ads here, then in the headline 1 field it will say varies, while all the other fields won't change. Because for this campaign all the other headlines and descriptions are the same. In total you can have up to 15 headlines. I've already mentioned that. To do this you can either create a longer table or add them manually right here, whichever is easier. It's still much faster than doing everything one by one. You select all the ads where you want to add, or change a headline, or anything else. And in one action you apply the update to all selected ads in bulk. It's incredibly convenient. Ads Editor is top tier and a must-have. People who build campaigns only in the web interface physically can't set them up really well. Maybe some rare person can, but that's more of an exception than a rule. And you have everything right in front of your eyes. The very fact that you decided to go through this course already takes your advertising to a whole new quality level. Here you can unpin the first headline from position 1 and set it to a dash. In that case, all 4 headlines you filled in will be shown in random positions. And then, as I showed in previous lessons, you can get, and you constantly will get, this annoying situation where Google shows 2 headlines that are both completely off the mark for a particular search. I'll put the first position back. And here, for the second headline, I'll select position 2 as an example. That will fix this headline to the second position. Sometimes we do this when we have a really strong offer. I mentioned earlier that in some formats Google can show up to 3 headlines, so we can pin all 3 positions. And the index of the headline itself doesn't matter at all for Google. I can pin headline 4 to position 3 or headline 15, whatever. Do whatever you want. I can also pin it to position 2. So now, in this configuration, I have 1 headline pinned to position 1 and 2 headlines pinned to position 2. That's allowed too. It means the first headline will always be the same, and the second position will be used to test whichever headlines are pinned to position 2. So one user will see one of them in position 2, and another user might see the other one. All other headlines can be shown in position 3 when it's available. Right now I had the nail salon ad group selected. If I select more groups, let's take all 3, and select all ads inside them, then in any field where the values differ, you'll see varies. I'll put everything back as it was. And of course, you can undo actions the classic way with Ctrl plus Z. Moving on. If, for example, I type 123 here, so that the total length in this field becomes 31 characters, you'll immediately see that 31 turns red. That's an error. When we created everything in the spreadsheet, we immediately built all the ads there in a convenient way, with the correct lengths. Then we imported them in bulk. And everything works perfectly from the start. The table is honestly awesome. But if you're editing something directly here in Ads Editor, you can fix it right in this interface as well. If we scroll further down, we see our 4 descriptions. The maximum allowed, path 1, path 2, and the final URL. URL options is for UTM tags, if you want to add them. I usually add them at the campaign level, and that works great, because in the tag I immediately include variables that pull in, for example, which keywords the click came from, and so on. But UTM tags will be a separate lesson later in this course. Now I'll collapse all expanded sections, so our eyes don't jump all over the place. Go back to the campaign level, select all campaigns and clear out these red errors. First, we need to set a budget. I'll type any number into the budget field, for example 1, and press enter. Or better yet, 0.01. That's the absolute minimum you can type, 1 cent. With this budget, our ads definitely won't start serving, but the campaigns will count as active and therefore will be sent for review once we upload everything to the server. And now this silly EU political ads field. I have no idea why it's here for this type of campaign, but whatever. I simply choose no, doesn't have EU political ads. The funny part is that we just set this at the level of the campaigns we selected, but we'll also have to set it again at the account level. It's nonsense, but it's still extra unnecessary steps. Anyway, there are no critical red errors left. The yellow triangle errors are not really errors. They're just places where Google wants to draw our attention. I'll comment on them in the next lesson, where we'll configure our campaigns and add groups. That lesson will be top-notch. You'll love it. There is simply nothing like it on YouTube. If you still have questions about what we covered in this lesson, ask them in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one. Think bigger and make money.